let's be real. Everyone I know has yelled at their children. So if you're walking around thinking, wow, what a weird thing to say, yelling at your kids, it's not a popular thing to talk about, but everyone I know has done it. And I'm hearing a lot about the shame and guilt that comes after yelling at your kids in a lot of my private client coaching calls right now. It's the time of year when they're just getting on our nerves, right? So, by the way, if you're ever interested in working with me one-on-one, I have openings in my fall schedule right now, and I'd love to welcome you to my private practice. If you're interested at all, just send me a DM on social media. I would love to connect. So, a few things that really help sort of pull ourselves out of the shame that comes when we yell at our kids out of nowhere and we just sort of snap. And then that sort of waterfall of emotion that comes next, where we're regretful, we're feeling shameful. A few things that I've found that help me in my mothering journey. The first one is warn the kids as you're getting more frustrated. I think a lot of times we want to have this really calm and wonderful demeanor. We're like June Cleaver, nothing's getting to us. And as things are sort of starting to frustrate us, and it's kind of going like this, we're just keeping the same, sort of calm demeanor with the kids, which being calm is great. But something that's helped me is realizing that a lot of the shock for the kids is when I'm screaming at them and I've given them no warning, right? So give them a warning. You'll often hear me say in my house, you're really frustrating me right now. And they know that that means if this keeps going, I will eventually yell. Because see, here's the thing. Is it really so bad for your kids to see you when you're angry? Our marriage counselor, our pastor, he says, if your kids never see you fight, that's not really what you want, because then your kids don't know how to properly fight. Of course, the thing is you have to fight in a good way, in a productive way for the kids to see, instead of modeling, really below the belt type of fighting, which, definitely happens in my house too, both types. Anyway, if my kids don't see me ever in an angry state, then they don't know how to properly be angry themselves. Does that make sense? So rather than letting them see the scream of anger, which they will absolutely start to model, what if I let them see and I warned them, hey, I'm getting more frustrated with you right now, and I really don't want to yell, but I'm getting really angry at your behavior. If I found that when I do that, it gives them the chance to redirect. And it's really not me threatening. It's me actually sharing with them where my emotions are at, so that if I do go over the top, it's not as shocking. They were warned a few times, right? The second thing, guys, and it's something that we so quickly forget, is that kids are so forgiving. Kids are so resilient. And if we just take the time after blowing up at them to revisit them later in the day, or even right away, and say, I am sorry for yelling at you. That was wrong. Will you forgive me? I've never had an experience with a child where they didn't fully offer their forgiveness immediately as soon as I expressed to them that what I did was wrong. So those are things that help me not be a perfect mom, not be a mom who never gets mad, but be a woman who warns the kids as my frustration level is rising, so that if I do go over the top, it's not a shock. And the second thing is just apologizing to them after the fact and knowing that you guys can start over that very next minute. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.